citizens. Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week in February 2012. If you hear any noises in the background, that's just Jennifer playing Minecraft.
No big surprise there.
Yeah, she loves Minecraft. Still waiting for it to come out on Xbox Live. Alright. I got 10 books to review here. I got a load here, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with a book that's not new, but this is where I'm starting my review here on video. We're going to start things off with IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 6. Yeah. By the way, I've reviewed the first 5 issues on my Tumblr page. Go check that out. But here's issue number 6. Now, this did not come out this week, but this is when I got it. I was going to get it the week it came out, but missed out on it because it sold out. So, here I am. I'm late, but I'm on board with this, and I'm so glad I jumped onto this series. This is simply fantastic. I almost want to slap myself for not getting on board with this series at issue 1 when it was freshly new. Kevin Eastman, one of the co-creators of the Turtles themselves, is doing the writing for this, and it's just simply phenomenal. You know, for those of you who read my written review of the first 5 issues, you already know where I'm going with this. But for those of you who didn't, it's like the 4 Turtles are reunited, and they're all wearing their traditional colored masks. You know, Leo Blue, Don Purple, Mikey Orange, and Raph Red. They started off the series all wearing red like they did back in the old days during the Mirage era. And here's where we're picking up at. Now, the way that the Turtles and Splinter are together in this particular run, this is different to me. I mean, okay, the original story was that Splinter was the pet of Hamato Yoshi, and he's wanting to avenge the murder of Hamato Yoshi, of his master, murdered by the Shredder. And he finds the 4 Turtles. We all know the original story, the original origin to the Turtles. This is slightly different, and what they're saying in here is that, you know, issue 5 told the old ancient story of Hamato Yoshi and his 4 children who were all murdered by Oroku Saki. Now, here in issue 6, it's stated in here that Splinter and the Turtles are actually Hamato Yoshi and his 4 sons reincarnated from the ancient days. That's a new twist to me with the Turtles. Instead of Splinter being Hamato Yoshi, you know, from like the cartoon, being a man mutated into a rat, he's actually Hamato Yoshi reincarnated, and I like that. I can actually get behind that. Yeah, and I'm just wondering where they can go from here. I mean, it's very nicely told, and the way the storytelling is done, it actually makes sense. A bit of a it's nice to see that we see April and Casey meeting for the first time in this series, and we see a very interesting fight scene in here between a couple of foot ninja and a guy who's very, very masterful at parkour fighting, and some more life lesson teachings from Splinter, just like they were meant to be told. And at the end of the book, for the cliffhanger, bring in the Mousers. Wow, this was good. This was really good. I know I didn't dive too much into this book because, you know, I'm still new to this. You know, it's a new twist on the Turtles. You know, it's a bit of old school mixed in with some modern day storytelling, and it's really, really good. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this series. So, if you missed out like I did, it's not too late. Jump on board with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Excuse me, put that down wrong. Here we go. Next up, we're going to Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man number 679.1. Whatever, .1, whatever. Yeah. First thing I gotta say is that cover is just bitchin'. I love that cover. That has got to be one of the best Spider-Man covers this year, or in the past couple years. Yeah, very, very simple yet very nice. Yeah, it is simple, but awesome. Chris Yost and Dan Slott both tackle the writing. Guy named Clark is doing the interior art, and the art in here is really good. It fits the storytelling better than Humberto Ramos' artwork does, but you know, I like Ramos' artwork. This deals with Peter and everybody else at Horizon Labs wanting to find out who is in Lab 6 at Horizon Labs. That has been the biggest mystery.
Sorry. I mean...
It's okay.
It started raining.
It's okay, honey.
I fixed it.
Alright, where was
Right
I?
on and off.
Alright, where was I? Okay. It's, you know, Peter and everybody at Horizon Labs. It's Horizon Labs' biggest secret. Who is running Lab 6? And it's mainly Pete and little Uatu Jackson, you know, trying to figure out who it is. And the big reveal, and it is... oh, what the hell. I'll go ahead and say who it is. It's Michael Morbius, the living vampire. Wow. And the fight that him and Spider-Man have in here is really, really impressive. Really well put together. The storytelling and the drama surrounding this fight is very, very well done. I have a feeling Slott did more of the writing in here than Yost did. That's just my opinion, because it's very good. But I will not spoil who Morbius meets at the end of the book. I will not spoil that. All I can say is, damn. This was really good. I say stick if you like a friend of mine have stopped reading Amazing Spider-Man. In my honest opinion, you've made a mistake. Amazing Spider-Man is still really good. Alright. Next up, X Factor 232. Oh, that is one funky cover. I love that. Now, I have to correct a mistake I made when I reviewed the last issue. I was under the impression that the cliffhanger showed that was a very warped Doctor Strange. I was wrong. This is not Doctor Strange. That's Dormammu with the Eye of Agamotto. And
Say that again? Dormammu?
Dormammu.
Oh, Dormammu.
Dormammu. Yeah, this is Dormammu in this alternate reality that Madrox has been thrown into. Apparently, in this universe, he not only has the Eye of Agamotto, he has brought hell to Earth. And woo, this was better than I thought it was going to be, but at the same time, this was not as good as the last issue was. It's just the way Peter David writes the stories, and you know, sometimes he can top himself, sometimes he can't. And this time he didn't top 231, but that doesn't mean this was a bad book. This was still a great book. Very nice. You know, I just assumed it was Doctor Strange all fucked up, because when I see Dormammu, I'm used to seeing him with a red flame instead of a blue flame, so that kind of threw me off. So I apologize for that mistake. But yeah, you know, Madrox finds out in this universe he indeed has powers, but he was inhabited by, you know, what I guess was their version of this universe's version of Doctor Strange. And at the end of the book, Madrox is taken back to the reality that he was killed in, and he makes it. And he gets a special welcome back from Layla. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Unfortunately, he's not the only one to hop into his reality. 3 particular people follow him there. But judging by those 3 particular people's reactions to getting there, I don't think that they went there on their own will. I think they accidentally followed him because their reaction, as well as mine, was, what the hell? And it's really, this could lead up to a really bitchin' story if Peter David knows how to, and Peter David can do it. I have faith in him. This was really good. Not as good as 231, but still pretty damn good. Alright. This next one's going to hurt. This is going to hurt, but I have to do it. Uncanny X-Men number 7. God damn. Marvel, fuck you. Just fuck you. Oh, and by the way, double fuck you, Greg Land. This is really going to hurt, but I have to tell you the truth. This book just blows. This just really blew. I mean, just seconds after I finished reading this book, I done forgot what the fuck I read. This is ridiculous. This book was so boring and so forgettable, it was almost painful to finish reading it. And what's worse, you got Greg Land's shitty artwork, and to cap off, as if Marvel hasn't screwed you enough, they made it $4. Sorry, Marvel, this is one of the few titles I've tried my damnedest to stay loyal to. But this is it. I can't do this anymore. I can't. Just fuck you for this. It's almost like you're trying to kill this series off. You just don't care anymore. The boring storytelling, the horrendous artwork. It pains me to do it, but I'm officially dropping this series. It's just not worth it to me anymore. $4 an issue for boring stories and for shitty artwork. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I know. I'm done with Uncanny X-Men, and it pains me to do that, but I'm sick and tired of buying crap. Let's move on. Venom, number 13.2. This is part 3 of the Circle of 4. Now, Williams and Takeda, I understand, like, Rick Remender does some writing in here as well. This story is I'm starting to get lost in this story a little bit. Now it's just, this particular issue, don't get me wrong, I thought it was okay, but it seemed like this particular issue was going straight for shock value and nothing else. The artwork was okay, the storytelling was alright, I mean, it wasn't bad, but then again, it wasn't really that good. The story here, the Circle of 4 story, is really starting to slip for me. This kind of storytelling already wasn't my bag. You know, it is what it is. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever read. I have read worse than this, but it just isn't gripping me as much as it might be gripping other readers. And to go straight for nothing but shock value, giving us so-called death scenes that are probably be retconned at the end of this story, it's just this particular issue lost me a little bit. It's not terrible, but going straight for nothing but shock value, it really hurts it. Alright. My old buddy Corm TV gave this his pick of the week. I can understand why. Let's take a look. Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 6. This is a prequel issue to what's been going on. This is a prequel storytelling of how Starfire and Jason Todd first met each other prior to the ongoing storytelling of this series. And I gotta say, this was actually really good. Yeah, I know I criticized Starfire's new character development for the New 52 universe really heavily. I probably criticized it a little too much, but after reading this, I can partially understand it. I gotta put my mindset to it that this is not the prior DC universe that we all grew up with. This is completely new. For the most part, some things have been altered, some things have not, and unfortunately, Starfire has been altered. Okay, it's been established that she and Nightwing, Dick Grayson, have been together. It's been established there, and she mentions in here that she can have memories of certain people when she sees them. So it's indicated and it's teased to us that if she ever comes across Dick Grayson again, she may remember who he is, and remember that their loving history together. And okay, that's fine. I can accept that. And my old buddy Mark was right. Starfire is smoking hot in this book. I too don't usually like to say that about fictional characters, but I have to give credit where credit is due. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Starfire is remarkably beautiful in this book. And, Scott Lobdell, I will partially take back a lot of the criticism I gave you because of Starfire, and I gotta say, you did a really good job with this. Liked it. And all of this takes place before the first issue, and the way this issue ends leads right back up to the first issue, to the beginning of the modern storytelling where we all are now, and it was very, very, very well done. I'm very impressed. I'm sticking with this. All right, Catwoman number 6. The honeymoon's over. It's funny, Batman's on the cover, but Batman doesn't show up until like the very end of the book. More shit just continues to hit the fan for poor Selina here. I guess Selina has decided it's time to quit fucking around and start taking things a little more seriously. And after what she goes through in here, I can't say that I blame her. This was very, very good. Judd Winnick, Gilliam March still do a spectacular job with the writing and the artwork. Catwoman realizing there's some crooked cops around, and this is a pretty violent issue. Not as violent as some of the other issues have been, but still a little up there with the violence. And the storytelling that goes around with it, it works. It works for it. Batman shows up and tries to confront Selina. He's trying to give her chance after chance after chance after chance. You got to give up being a thief. It's like, how much longer do you think you're going to continue to get away with this kind of shit? And he just flat out just screams at her, saying, "Do you know what can happen to you if you keep up this kind of lifestyle?" He goes, "Do you want to die?" And she's like, "Well, maybe I do." It was just one of those awkward moments where it's like, okay, they shouted at each other, and now Batman's just like, he's like, "Don't." he just doesn't say anything. He just turns around and just goes. It was just an awkward story. It was just an awkward moment, and it was really cool. I loved it. And the way the book ends, it just made me kind of sigh a little bit. It's like, oh God, Selina, what are you doing? You're gonna fuck over another friend. Did you forget what happened to the last friend who backed you up? Oh God, this series is it's progressive, and it's progressive and it's straight through. It's not flip flopping around or any other shit. It's straightforward on where it's going, and it's just like the ending was just like, oh, Selena, are you out of your damn mind? But I'm just gonna stick with it and see how it goes. That was awesome. All right, Birds of Prey number 6. Mind Control Mayhem. I love my Ivy. Ivy doesn't really do that much in here. Neither does Batgirl for the most part, and that's really disappointing. We get Batgirl in the cover, as well as Ivy, but Batgirl really doesn't do that much, she really doesn't say that much either. And that's a really big disappointment for me. We get some really good but some more good shining moments for both Black Canary and Starling. I love Starling. She's awesome. I didn't really think I was going to like her character that much when I started this series, but man, she has really grown on me. I like her. Katana, I still think is batshit crazy. Ivy. What more can I say about my Ivy? But they decide to go after the guy that they're trying to find, and they figured the best way to get to him is to use one of his own former thugs to track him down and to get a hold of him. I forgot the dude's name that they were going after. Hang on. Shit. Excuse me. Oh yeah, the dude's name is Choke, and they're in a real spot at the end of the issue. It's like, would they be willing to hurt innocent bystanders to get to the man they're pursuing? That's the real question, especially seeing that they got people like Katana and Poison Ivy in their group. But I kind of like the storytelling of how they're planning to get a hold of this guy. But yeah, it's still a really impressive series, and I liked it. It's really all I can say about it. Alright. Next up, Green Lantern Corps number 6. For the conclusion to this story with the keepers and everything, it's okay. I didn't really love this issue. Then again, I didn't hate it at all. I mean, for the conclusion to the first story arc, it works. It was okay. I liked it. Get a really bold moment from John. Once again, some of that dialogue that got.
With John Cena.
What?
So not to be confused with John Cena.
Oh God, John Stewart. John Stewart would make John Cena his bitch. But yeah, we get a really bold moment from Stewart, and the same kind of dialogue that we know Guy Gardner for. It still works for him. This was pretty okay. I liked it, but that's pretty much it. I mean, they throw a fear bomb in with a couple members of the Sinestro Corps to even out the playing field and to help win the day, and then that's pretty much how the fight ends. And it's like, I was like, okay, I like that. It worked, but it's pretty much all I can say. Time for the pick of the week. Yeah, you knew this was coming. Batman number 6. Whew. God damn, that cover. That cover is just wicked. Yeah. And here I I thought this story with the owls, the Court of Owls, I thought this was going to be the conclusion. No, we're still running with it. Oh my God. Scott Snyder. Jesus. Such darkness. Such dark writing. Greg Capullo. Ooh. This was some of the best art of this entire series so far in this New 52. Wow. I mean, Batman gets really, really fucked with in here, and he damn near loses his fucking mind. This was awesome. Wow. I don't want to spoil anything because this was so good. If a book is really, really good, I don't want to spoil it. I want to, but I can't. I really want to, but deep down, I don't think I should because it was so good. I will say, Batman does get out of the maze that he's been stuck in for days. He barely makes it out. My God, what a test to the man's endurance, to his will, to his sanity, to his health. Jesus Christ, it has been a long, long time since I've seen anybody fuck with Batman like this. And it was so beautifully dark and wicked. I
trimmed his shorts.
No, I didn't, honey.
Aww.
No. I'm willing to bet other people who might have read this book might have. Not that I'm not meaning to poke fun. That was just a tasteless joke. I already regret saying it.
Liar.
But yeah, I can't spoil anything. I just can't. This was so good. Do yourselves a favor. Pick this book up and just love it. Just love it. God damn it. Do it. Alright. I've said enough. I'm done with this review. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Tumblr, please. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see you later.